Every online coach hopes to have a rockin' amazingly delivered program that's seamless and flawless with off the chart metrics and unbelievable results for their clients. Right? But what if that's not you? How do you find those holes in your program? How do you figure out how to plug them and optimize your delivery for the triple win for everybody? With the best structure, the best delivery, the best evaluation, the best outcomes for everyone involved. Grab a sharp pencil, friends, and stick around for today's show because I'll guarantee you, if you are an online coach, you need to be paying attention. Wherever you're watching from, we thank you so much. You are live on the Erin Strayer Show, where we are all about promoting, cultivating, and expanding amazing female entrepreneurs that are out in the world doing things just a little bit differently. We talk about hot topics like, you know what? All of my students drop off in the third week and I don't know why. And pain points, right? Like, how come I don't have an awesome delivery system? How come I got big gaping holes in my program? Cool thing is, today we're going to give you workarounds to those challenges with your program as a female entrepreneur that we face. And I know we've all been there. I'm your host, Erin Strayer, and recovering corporates and entrepreneurs hire me to get them business beyond the basics because most of them are indecisive, they're held hostage by their own fear, and quite frankly, they've settled for average. So I help them keep on track by setting attainable goals, plugging gaping holes in their business and personal lives, and taking their dreams to reality. And bottom line, I provide peak performance scaling strategies for growth-minded entrepreneurs so that you and your business gets the attention to detail it deserves and you start making money in your business. You can find me at erinstrayer.com. The show's never about me. It's always about our amazing, amazing guest experts that are doing it and they're in the trenches with us. And after designing and teaching curriculum for over a decade, Cassie stepped into the world of online coaching and realized immediately that there was a huge gap in the market. Cassie Reiter now helps online coaches optimize the planning, the delivery, the evaluation, and the structure of their group program while taking the confusion and the frustration out of the process of delivering their genius, all while creating reliable, consistent, kick-ass results for their clients. Believing that the success of your business is directly correlated to the success of your clients. It's so good. Client success equals your success. Oh, she's so brilliant and she's so adorable and I adore her. Please welcome my friend Cassie Reiter.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, I am so excited that you're here with us today and talking about this because really, quite honestly, it's such a big issue. We all want these killer client results with these massively awesome deliverable products and programs.
Yeah.
We all want it.
We all want it. And
we all want it.
Your business to grow. But before I even get into anything, thank you so much for having me on the show.
Yeah.
To be here. And I'm just really looking forward to sharing with your audience how they can help their clients get superior results in their group coaching program.
I think it's so important too. And I think anymore in this day and age that our online coaches really need to take it up and kick it up a notch.
They really do. We are kind of in this, all of us online coaches are in a totally unregulated industry right now. Mm-hmm. And because of that, it opens the door it makes it easy to start your business. It makes it easy to get out there and launch and get your genius out there. But it also opens the door for people who don't really know exactly what they're doing. And only because they probably haven't received the training to go out there and launch something as well. And if they're good at sales and they have great copy and they've done all the courses on launching and selling, it makes it really hard for the coaching industry to be seen as a legitimate way to grow yourself personally. And the way that we solve that is to start self-monitoring and to start self-evaluating our programs and really taking just, the integrity up just a notch so that the whole industry becomes boosted at that point, when we're all concerned about our clients getting results and monitoring it and measuring it, really looking at our programs, it's going to help everybody.
Yeah, those metrics are so important. Those KPIs are so important. Our SOPs are so important, right? Like all of these terms that we all hear. And there's probably really a starting point, right? Like to planning to succeed with your program. And I'm sure that like so many of us think, oh, I know what to do. Oh, I got it all laid out.
Yep.
But like you come from a massive curriculum planning background that sets you apart from so many people when it comes to actually having an actual successful delivered program. And is there actually like a place to start?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the place to start is with the promise that you're making with your group coaching program. I see a lot of coaches out there, and I mean, it's just one of those things that it's like, know better, do better. Nobody's talking about this. So of course, nobody's really going to know about this, but the promise of your program, let's say it's like, you're going to have more confidence. Well, Erin, how do you measure that?
Right.
What is confidence? Like, I think that that's a great thing to want to be promoting, but you have to make sure that whatever that promise is of your program, that you are 100% comfortable describing it. You can tell people what it looks like when they will have more confidence, and you can measure it in some way. So that you know if people are making growth in your program. Otherwise, it's just a guessing game.
Right. So with something like that seems to be an intangible, how does that happen?
So I would say it really depends on what niche you're in, right? Like, so for example, if you're a business coach, well, if you're a coach, let me rephrase that. If you're a coach who's helping business owners gain more confidence so they can show up better in their business, the end result of that is that they're going to have more clients, they're going to have more leads, they're going to have more engagement, right? Those are things that are very measurable. And you're teaching them that's also what people want. They might not think, oh, I want to be more confident. They might think, I'm a business owner and it sure would be freaking nice if I had some more leads and more sales coming in, right?
Right.
And so what your method is to help them gain that confidence to get visible, to get out there and start promoting their offers. That's what you're doing in your program. But the measurable outcome is the increased leads, the increased sales, and that type of thing. So really making sure that you're nailing like what your people want, and the way you're delivering that, like the strategy you're using to get them there, that is your program. But you're not going to sell them your program. You're going to sell them the outcome of your program.
Yes. Yeah. And I think that is so missed with so many people, even in their sales page, right? Like they miss that marker as far as what's the outcome? What's the end result? What is hey, I'm going to give you XYZ and da 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 da, and that's on and on and on and on and on. When really, what am I going to gain?
Yeah.
At the end of this, after spending this kind of money, after spending this time, putting in the work, what am I going to gain?
Exactly. And so that very first step of nailing your measurable outcome objective that you want people to obtain throughout the course of your program, it's not just essential for you planning your program, which it 100% is. It's essential for your marketing. And while I'm not a marketing guru, like that's not my jam, I'm going to help you design and deliver an amazing course. The actual planning, preparation, delivery, getting that all figured out, your evaluation process is going to help you when you go to market it. You're going to have a program that you are so confident is going to get results and that you can monitor those results. It's going to be easy to sell.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think people want that too. I think especially depending on your personality type, you want, what are you going to feel like at the end? What are you going to, how is it going to make you show up different? How is it going to like increase your bottom line? How is it going to, right? Like those things that they want at the end. And how are you going to be able to deliver that if you don't measure it and you don't have that in place at the front of the thing? So clearly you see all kinds of people with all different kinds of programs.
Mhm.
Is there like a standard of things that you see over and over again that are missing, or things that they absolutely have to include in their program that you see over and over and over again that are missing?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is a great question. This is a great question. So the way that I see most group coaching programs being run right now, and you can even we could talk about courses if you want to also, though that's a kind of a separate topic, but it
Sure.
applies to what I'm going to tell you right now.
And let me just stop you for a second there. A lot
Yeah.
of people think they're the same,
They're absolutely not the same.
and they're not.
They're not.
The mentality of them is not the same. The delivery of them is not the same. The outcomes of them aren't the same.
The results and completion rates are definitely not the same. I was reading an article, it was published at the end of 2018 or the beginning of 2019, that absolutely blew my mind. What it said was that in the past 5 years, course completion rates, like we're talking about just online, go through it on your own courses, course completion rates have actually decreased, and they're now at 3 to 5%, which was astounding to me. And I will forward you that link so you can include it in the show notes.
Yeah, I'd love that. 3 to 5% completion rate.
So if you're a coach who's really interested in helping your clients get results, more so than bringing in just all of this money, right? If you want your clients to get results, a group coaching program is going to deliver 100 times better than an online course. There's no other way to get around that. It's a way better model of getting your clients the results that they're after. And if we're speaking about revenue, obviously you're charging more for a group coaching program. You have to do less sales, right? If you're offering a course for $297, think about how many of those you need to sell to get to a $50,000 launch than if you're launching a group coaching program for $3,000.
Right.
So you're actually having to sell less and give better support and help your clients get better results with group coaching. I'm a huge advocate of group coaching. And while there is a time and a place for an online course, I believe that most of the time, if you're in the coaching industry, right? I'm not speaking to service providers who are doing graphic design or who are doing Photoshop tutorials or things like that. I'm speaking to coaches. If you're an online coach, it's group coaching and not a course that's going to get your clients results. Yeah. That was a little tangent, and now I've forgotten your question, Annie.
I love the tangent, though, because it's super clarifying to a lot of people that are out there in the coaching industry that think it's just one and the same. It's just it's just semantics, right? And it's really referring to the same thing, and it's really not. And so I think that clarification is huge. So looping back around to the must-haves.
Yes.
To the must-haves and the things that you see over and over and over again not being included in programs. Yeah.
Thank you for getting me back on track. So the one thing that's really missing. So when you think about stepping into the role of a coach leading a group coaching program, you're no longer just a coach, you're a teacher.
Yeah.
There are certain steps that you need to be taking, that your clients need to be taking, along the way in order to meet that end objective that you have sold to them. And so what that means is they need to learn some things. They need to learn some skills, some tools. And the missing component of most programs I see is that there's usually like a pre-recorded teaching, or maybe there's a live teaching. That teaching is oftentimes way too long. Mm-hmm. And then you go to like a group coaching call. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times on the group coaching calls that I've seen, what I'm seeing is people that are doing hot seats, but they're not even related to what the lesson was that people were supposed to go through. And there's not a really strong correlation about what you're supposed to be focusing on during that group coaching session. And it's by nobody's fault of their own. This is just how people are being taught to run their group coaching programs. And it's totally ineffective because the way that you teach somebody to do something, and this is like your 2-year-old to any adult, okay, is you go through, this is something that an education mentor of mine, Regie Routman, she's big in like literature and reading and writing instruction, but her model of helping people get from A to B is brilliant. And that's what I'm sharing with you today. And it's called a gradual release of responsibility. That's what she calls it. I call it, I do, we do, you do. So what that means is I'm going to do something as the teacher, right? I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to model that for you, whether that's practicing setting boundaries. I'm going to literally model for you my thought process in how I would set a boundary. Or if that's putting together your plan for social media, if you're teaching people how to really get their social media together to get more views or whatever. Sure. Okay. I'm going to model that for you. I'm going to show you the exact process that is exclusively mine.
Yep.
Okay. And then what I'm going to do is and I'm going to do this in a live teaching session. I am very much on the train of let's get rid of pre-recorded crap that people probably don't even watch. And if they do, they're left so confused because there's no support. Okay. Yeah. So let's just do our teaching live as if you were in a classroom. So I do it. I show you what to do. And then I give you opportunity to practice that, whether that's with somebody else.
Love it.
In the group or whether that's with me. Okay. And we're all watching everybody practice. But there's this cool thing on Zoom, which is where most group coaching happens in the industry, right, where you can actually do breakout rooms. Yeah. So you can separate people into groups and you can have this all set up before your group coaching session. And then you give them something, you teach them, and then you say, okay, now I want you to go practice with the person that I've
small group. Yeah,
small group. And then you, as the leader of that Zoom call, can pop into groups and see how people are doing.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Then they've practiced it, right? If you're a coach, you're teaching skills that are hard. And they're hard not because they're like complex. They're hard because of the stories we tell ourselves in our head. And if people don't have a chance to practice those in a safe space where it's okay to fall flat on your face and fail, and there's no judgment, which would be your group coaching program, if they don't have that opportunity to practice it, the chance that they make it to going and doing it independently is slim to none.
Right.
Slim to none.
Right. Yeah. And I think that because there's no loop back around to, hey, you did that part really, really well, and this part has a little bit of a gap in it, we need to loop, right? Like that loop back around when you as the educator and the presenter, the teacher, the trainer, whatever you want to call yourself, you're leading the train. You're the engine, right? Like if you're not making sure that all your cars are hooked up, you're going to derail. Mm-hmm. They're not going to complete. They're not going to come along. Right? Like that whole thing is, it's just going to fall flat. Mm-hmm. It's going to end up falling flat. Yeah.
Yeah. And so the missing component is I see a lot of the I do, and I see a lot of the now you do, like go do it on your own. But there's not a lot of we do happening. Mm-hmm. It's that big middle part that's missing.
Yeah.
And so the way that you solve that problem is you have a pre-planned curriculum where you don't have to think about it every time you run your program. It's already written out for you. This is how I'm going to have my students, my clients, practice this during this lesson. And it's going to give you as the coach amazing information when you go through and watch them practice doing about whether or not they're getting it. If they aren't getting it in your group coaching program in that safe space, they are not going to get it out in the real world.
I love that so much. And I do that I do that with some live training that I do, but I don't do it with my group training. And it's really interesting. And then the question comes, why? Why? Because they're both groups.
They are, but
you know what I mean? Like, why would it be different in a live setting versus a virtual setting in my head? Why would I not implement that? So what's in the gap there, Erin? Right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just how we've learned that the online space works. Like, and by learned, I mean, we just observe it and we see what's going on. And then we just say, okay, this is how it's done.
Yeah.
But that's not, I mean, yes, it is how it's being done, but it's not as effective as it could be.
Yeah. That's really, really interesting. Boy, it makes your brain work in a different way as an educator, because we all are educators, you know, all of us that are coaches in online space, all of us. It should make your brain work and reevaluate your current SOPs and how you are doing and delivering your products. Yeah. And okay, let's check about that. Let's talk about those key aspects of delivery, right? And that evaluation, because those are two additional really key components.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the neat thing about the evaluation, which if you learn how to do the evaluation, it's not only going to help your program become better, it's going to help you get more sales. And here's why. Because if you set up an effective evaluation system, which I help people do when I work with them in their program, when you have that set up, then you know exactly, you can give somebody you call it an assessment, a test, an evaluation, like whatever you want to call it. We have such a negative mindset in our culture about testing.
Right.
Like somehow it's a judgment. It's not a judgment. It's a way to gain information about where you're at. So you would give them, like in traditional American school, we would call this a pre-test. Okay. But it's basically like a way to measure all of the objectives you're going to be teaching throughout your program, like each little stair step to get people where they need to be, and to figure out where they're at on each of those right now before you teach them a single thing. Okay. That's your baseline. You get so much information from that as a coach. You know exactly then how to target certain students or clients, okay, and how to help them the best and target your coaching. You also know maybe there's a big gap. Maybe there's like one area of your program that nobody has a freaking clue how to do, and you know you're going to have to adjust some time around that particular area. But maybe there's another area that most people have it, and you know you're not going to have to spend as much time in that area, right? And that's going to change every time you run a group through your program. But if you have the evaluation, then you can make the necessary adjustments for every single group. So you go through, you've done way more effective coaching and teaching than you would have without that pre-assessment. Then you give them that exact same pre-assessment at the end. And now you have a measure of growth. And you can give that to your clients. You say, here, look at the growth you made. Can you write a little bit of a testimonial for me about how, what it was like when you first came into the program and where you're at now? And that is a testimonial that will get you more clients.
And that, I think, okay, I just want to test. I want to be a testament to so many people who run group programs. One, don't survey their people, evaluate their people, do an assessment, whatever term you want to put on it, at all.
Yeah.
At all. They're missing the mark on the front. They're missing the mark on the end.
And if they do it on the end, that's fine. Like, that's a great place to start. But you don't have the beginning information to compare it to, which means you also don't know where the gaps in your program are.
True story.
If you get everybody through your program and you have their beginning baseline information and their ending information, and you see that most people or a significant amount of people in your program are still struggling in a certain area, that means you need to beef up your program in that area.
Yes. Yes. And those metrics make me tick. Like, I want that feedback. I want to know where I'm not meeting the mark. I love the fluff. Don't get me wrong. You can blow hearts and kisses and send me chocolate all day long about how magical I am, but that doesn't help me with an effective program.
Yeah, and it doesn't help you sell either.
It doesn't help you sell. It doesn't help. I know.
I have a great mentor, Meryl Kriegsman. She is fantastic, and she is a copy expert as well. And what she told me when I was working with her was that if you have a half-assed testimonial, it's actually hurting you more than it's helping you. And I was like, wow, that's really true.
It's really true. After you wipe the blood off your face from the brick in your head, right?
Yeah.
Like, duh.
Yeah.
Like, it's so true. And it is really just a detriment more than it is a helpful situation when you have that half testimony there.
Because people are not stupid. People can see through fluff. People can see right through it. And it might not be fluff. It might be that, like, these people probably truly feel this, that you are amazing. But telling somebody that you're amazing, Erin, doesn't tell me if I'm going to get the results from you. You can be amazing in 100 million ways, but are you amazing at XYZ, which is what I need help with?
Right.
So,
Right. Yeah. XYZ. And I'm going to move her forward pretty quick because I'm pretty excited about you, what you do, who you serve, how you put your eyeballs and your massive amount of background and training on people's current process, right? Their current program and you go, ooh, gaping hole here. This is going to need more than just a cork. And like your insight and your knowledge base, it doesn't matter what the program is, you can see those holes. And that is like a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant gift to have that I think people are dumb not to have you in there. I'm just going to say it. Like everybody needs you. Everybody needs you. And I want to like hop into how people can connect with you, how they can be in your presence, how they can tap into your eyeballs onto what they have without like, it's just total feedback, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
I love where you come from. I love the space that you in the lane that you're in. And I think that really there's a lot to be said for the massive amount of training and background that you have that's brought you to here, that really sets you up as that person to go to.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, what my ultimate goal is, Erin, is to help online coaches become teachers, right? Like that's what we need to be doing if we're going to be running group programs. And so, yes, lots of education and lots of experience will give you the tools you need to help other people do that.
Yeah.
So the best ways to connect with me, I just started a brand new Facebook page because I thought it needed a little bit of work. So you can catch me over at Online Coaches Deliver Results on Facebook. That's my new business page, and that's where I am most present. And you can expect daily content from me on how to improve your group coaching program, things to think about, just funny things sometimes, because let's face it, we just need a little bit of humor.
So that was online coaches
deliver
results. Yes. That'll be in the chat. That'll be in the feed. So you guys can just click and go over there, go join our Facebook group, hang out with her there. Yeah.
And then the other thing that I'm really like, what's the word I'm looking for? Jazzed about? I don't know. Yes. I mean, whatever. That's not a word I would usually use, but I'm going to use it right now. I'm jazzed.
I like it.
Clients taking action. And really the program that I've developed called the Clients Results Formula is based on getting your clients to take action. It is the number one most important thing, because if your clients aren't taking action, they will not get the results that you're promising. Yeah. Right? You can read a book about swimming all day long, but until you actually get in the pool and give it a whirl, you don't know how to swim.
Like, just gonna go out on a limb and say it's the same thing with taking piano lessons.
Or knitting or anything like that. Right?
Anything.
I would say anything in life. Like if
you got to get on the court. Let's go.
Yeah, but you got to do it. And so
get the ring.
And so for all of the audience that has a group coaching program right now that they're running, and they're seeing attendance fall off, people aren't showing up, or they're seeing people that are showing up every day, like every week or however often they're offering the sessions, but they're not moving forward, it's likely that people aren't taking action. So what I have developed is a 1-hour virtual workshop. It's 100% free, and it's called Engaged and Empowered. And it's going to help you create a custom engagement action plan for your group coaching program that you can implement like tomorrow. Like, do the workshop today, walk through the steps I lead you through, implement tomorrow, and you should start seeing better engagement, because engaged clients are the ones who start taking action so they can get results. So it's really going to be a great way for you to start helping your clients to take more action in your program.
Yeah. And is that the engaged community?
Yep. So I saw the link scrolling along the bottom here.
Yep. We're sticking that back up on there. That's the engaged community. You can find that 1 hour with Cassie there. Correct? Is that's what that one is? Yeah.
Yep. And it's totally free. So take advantage, because there's a lot of information in there that will help you. And then how I work with my clients, I offer 3 levels of support, with a 4th coming soon. It's going to be very meta. It's going to be a group coaching program about designing group coaching programs.
I love that.
And that'll be launching at I think the mid-April is when we have that on the calendar to launch. But right now, how I'm working with clients is we are working on 2-hour program planning intensives. And that's like the base where I would where no matter what level of service you work with me at, that's where we always start. So whether you're planning a program or whether you have an existing program that we need to run through an audit. It's going to give you we're going to solidify your program promise. We're going to get through your entire program and have it broken down into modules with lessons under each module.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to leave that 2-hour intensive with a plan from me. Actually, about 24 hours, you're going to receive a plan from me because I'm going to get to work for you and get everything outlined and give you an action plan to move forward to either optimize or develop your program, whichever stage you're at.
Yeah.
So you have it all laid out for you. You know where the holes are, you know what you need to beef up if you already have a program. And if you don't, I mean, like my brain works in a really organized way and I want things to be in their place in order. That's how my brain works. And some people, they don't have brains that work like that. They see the big picture and it's hard for them to get things out of their head in that logical kind of organized manner that will get people from A to B. If that's you, that's what we'll spend the 2 hours working on. And you will leave with a complete outline of your program and action steps to move forward in the development of that.
I love that. I love that. Do you also go over, and I might be out of line here by asking, but do you also go over inside of your delivery? Do you also go over like platforms that you suggest, things that are the right platforms for the delivery of their programs, those kind of things, and offer a couple different options? Because I'm sure that not every platform is right for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think sometimes we like to overcomplicate that. And we are very easy to get sold into a really amazing, complex thing. And it doesn't have to be like, that's one thing I'd like everybody who's watching to just take a deep breath about right now. Right? I know several online coaches who are now making high 6 or 7 figures who have never once even stepped on Kajabi, Thinkific, none of it. They use a Facebook group, they use Zoom, and they launch and run amazing group coaching programs. And they're making a killing on, they're doing great. They're making a huge impact. They're making great revenue. So you can have all those things, but you don't have to. But we talk about that and what's going to work best for your needs.
Yeah.
As the leader of that group coaching program.
Yeah, because I think that that's important too, because I think that we do, and I know I want to respect your time. I think that we all get bogged down with the gotta have, and I don't have the systems, and I don't know if I'm the right person for you because I don't feel like I'm set up enough to even come have a conversation with you. And that really does a lot of clarity for a lot of people who aren't the techie bells and whistles kind of people. That really makes it stand out that you can have an amazing delivery and amazing outcomes for your clients without all the bells and whistles too. So, I mean, thank you.
Yeah. Well, Erin, on that same vein is like, sometimes the technology piece of it makes it harder for your clients to access what you're trying to deliver.
Yeah. I can totally see that too.
So making things as simple and easy and streamlined as possible. People don't care what platform you're on. They care about what's up here and they care about you offering them support to get them through what they need.
Yes. I love that. I love that so much. So you guys, seriously, I really appreciate your extra time, Cassie. Because
sure.
We could talk like all day on this topic alone. And I think that it would be brilliant. And we get to maybe talk about looping back around and continue in the conversation and what that would look like. But I think that, there's so much that you've dropped today, so many amazing things to make people think about their current program and how they have it delivered or not delivered. And are they evaluating? Do they care about the outcomes of their people, or do they just care that they have people in their program? I'll just leave that one lay right there.
Yep.
And you as coaches in the online space get to evaluate what you're there for and the heartbeat of your business. And are you being your word? Meaning, are you delivering what you say you're going to deliver? And if you're not measuring your results, there's no way you can have killer client results if you're not measuring.
It's true.
If you're not,
I just want everybody to think about, I have the tendency to run on long too.
I love it.
I just want everybody to think about this for a minute. What would it do for your business to be able to put right on your sales page 90 or 95% of the people that go through my program achieve X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else is doing that.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a single coach out there that can claim that right now. I haven't seen it on any coach's sales page.
Well, what was your stat earlier in the interview? 3 to 5% complete a program.
Now, those are just online courses, right? So those are the free, those are not free, but like those are the online courses that people like create and then put on Evergreen. Yeah. And they probably have a customer service team taking care of like refunds and things like that. So that would be for those kind of, they're called massive open online courses, I think is what they're called. MOOCs.
MOOCs. Yep.
MOOCs. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's where you get to evaluate your position as a person and what you started your business for and the heartbeat of your business. And are you, that's a whole nother conversation there. Conversation. Yeah. Yeah. And that just really brings that CEO mindset in. And are you being the leader of your company? And are you being the heartbeat of your company as the CEO and the leader of it? And are you providing that to your people at the end of the day? Ooh, leaving them with something to think about.
Yeah.
But it all loops around into, are you planning correctly? Are you set up for success? Are you set up for your clients to have success? Do you have the must-haves that you have to include in your program delivery? Do you have all those key aspects? We talked about them. Talked about them. Do you have that in place? If not, you need to talk to Cassie Ryder. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
You get to jump on her. Yes, ma'am.
That link that you put across the bottom, I didn't share the most fun part for your audience. So the link you put across the bottom where people can book their 2-hour program planning intensive with me, that program planning intensive is generally offered at $997. And for your audience only, I'm offering those at $397.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Just for your audience.
Serious.
You gotta have that link.
It is. We're running it again. It's in the feed. It will be in all the places that we drop our show notes. Also, what a gift, Cassie. What a gift. And I'll guarantee you the ROI on that will be tenfold.
It really will be.
Yeah, tenfold. Tenfold. All right, friend. I adore you. Thank you so much for your time.
You betcha. Thank you so much for having me here and letting me share with your audience. I appreciate it.
We get to play so much more together, you and I. Everybody else, wherever you're watching from, wherever you're listening from, we appreciate you here on the Erin Strayer Show, where we are all about promoting, cultivating, and expanding amazing female entrepreneurs. Thank you so much, Cassie. We'll see you soon, everybody.